We'll discuss it after.
是老九啊，早上好，给大家打个招呼。你好，
你好，
亲一个，真听话。肚子有点饿了啊，我们去找点吃的。还是这一家超市。啊，这个是老板他爸爸啊，这是 boss。他们要买什么吃的啊？等我给你们看一下。啥那么？老九。What's your name？ OK， 啥那么 ？OK， 这个他们早上吃的那个啥零食啊，看一下。但是这个可以用来做饭啊。看一下，但是这个可以用来做饭啊。里面我也不知道什么味道的，下个视频给你们看看这里面是什么吃的。挺热情的这一边人，你看，挺友好的，见到我都打招呼。看一下啊，就把这个拆开，这个就是几毛钱一袋啊，人民币的话几毛钱一袋。这样先把它煮熟啊，等会要炒一下。有点看起来像牛肉，但是他说不是牛肉，当地话我也不知道什么意思，翻译不过来啊。
洋葱搞里头。
洋葱搞里头。来看一下，我这非洲其实过得挺好的，不用担心啊。等会把这个也放进去啊，这个刚刚把这个放进去了啊，看一下，他们把这个叫阴茎了，所有东西都是阴茎的。搅一搅，这个看起来挺香的啊，刚刚煮了10分钟。他让我吃这个，巴拉巴拉就当地语吃饭的意思，闻起来挺香的啊。人民币的话10毛钱一袋，这样想不想拿？
So that's an interesting that's an interesting scenario there. This ad is not in English whatsoever, so it's purely selling on the visuals. What did you make of this, Kevin Carray 42?
Well, they're trying to look like, oh, we're coming in, all friendly. We're interested in your culture and your people. But when we hit a certain number, well, we're just going to breed you out or just exterminate you altogether. That's what I see.
Thank you for that. Mr. Untouchable, what say you to what you just saw?
Forgive me, Koku. Which country is this?
Hold on a second. Let me see if it says in the description. No, it doesn't say. So I'm not sure which country it is.
Okay, it's unfortunate because what I see is strategy, and what I see is a long-term plan, and the context is creating buffer classes. I don't know who the leader of this African country is. It's unfortunate, man. It's so unfortunate because I know, and anyone who probably would have listened to people like Amos Wilson, them would know that the Chinese has a long-term plan. Unfortunately, our leaders would probably believe that we could have gotten rid of the so-called white man in forming alliances and relationships with the Chinese, not realizing that the Chinese have a long-term plan of domination as well. And it's so unfortunate because it's like, why would you? I don't know, man. These people are gonna eventually breed with the indigenous population and create buffer classes within that society, just like the other countries have done all over the world. And the long-term plan is to use the buffer classes for an entry, an entry into the country for the fight or for the run for their resources in that country. And unfortunately, these buffer classes of people, they have more allegiance, to the outside community, to their fathers. It's happened with many different African countries already. So I don't understand why the leaders of these countries can't see that. I really don't understand why, and it's very sad. I'm not mad at China. China is doing what all countries have done all over the world. The weak is taken advantage of. That's just the natural scenario and progression of things. And my thing is, don't make yourself weak. And when you entertain these kinds of things, you're really gonna make your society at large weak. But if my opponent, someone I'm competing against, has a longer term plan, or the hell with a longer term plan, if they have a plan in place, and if I have no plan, I'm just random here existing open to whoever is going to give me some money or some opportunity, these kinds of things are going to occur. But I find it to be very sad, man. You know.
Yeah, you know what's also pretty sad, Mr. Untouchable, is in this advertisement of sorts, there's an African woman being utilized heavily. So what is that saying to his home country people about African women in this particular African country? In your opinion, Mr. Untouchable?
Well, it's for me, it's saying that, you know, we are open for business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we are so open and friendly and giving. You know, we'll even give ourselves a whatever you need. Look, let me cook you a traditional meal. Let me serve you. You know, it's just, you know, I don't understand. And plus, she kissed him on the cheek.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you are destroying how relationships go and families go and all the structure of the dating process would these people would have had in place for hundreds and thousands of years in that country. Some random person could come in off the street and you could engage in an intimate act with him. Where's the father? Where's the mother? All these procedural things that the Africans would have to go through to entertain that kind of relationship. She just easily passes through and is able to kiss him on the tree. But I don't expect nothing. Just this lady, this sister has, you know, she has the hair hat on. She has the Adidas slippers. She's already sold. You know, she's already sold. She don't know it, but she's already sold, you know. So him doing this is just a coup de grace for me.
So does she get a pass? Seeing that she's a young African woman, does she get a pass for that?
I what I would say is she is what I would consider to be a useful idiot. You know what I mean? She may be a sincere person, but within her sincerity, she doesn't understand the long-term implications of what's gonna happen. So I don't necessarily want to be quick to pull the trigger on her. I would pull the trigger on the thinkers, the leaders, the people who give allowances to these kinds of things. An ignorant person is an ignorant person is an ignorant person. I only could judge him to the extent of what he knows and understands. You know what I mean? I can't really judge them on a premise of what they may not necessarily understand. So I just given a pass. I ain't at liberty to do them kind of things. But I would hold a trigger on her before I would really judge her, because I'm looking not only at her, but I'm looking at her mother, her father, the institutions that would have poured into her mind, and the leaders who are supposed to be the protectors of the people.
I want to point out here too, in this little advertisement here, they're also showing that people that you could come down there and you could find your food staples and whatnot too. So it's not like you're coming down there and have to fit into these people. These people are already selling the items that you would want as well. With that said, I think Kevin Carr, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I want to. If you look at when you said she kissed him, if you look at really, it's like he's paying her to do it, because he's like, if you look at it closely, he's tapping his cheek when he took his mask off.
Yeah,
then she kissed him. She didn't do that willfully.
Yeah, he made a gesture for her to do that. He pointed out his cheek type thing. She looks like she might be East African. Just looking at her closely here. But yeah, this is interesting, and again, we could understand what's happening in this video without even our language being spoken here. You understand? That's how powerful this video is. Oh, in the chat, the learning curve says, "Greetings, everyone." She also said, "Settler colonialism is on the rise, and we sit here on our hands as African people beg its diaspora to return for an economy." She goes on to say the first colonization happens in the bedroom. The second is the marketplace. Shaking my head. Very interesting points by the matron there. Oni, what say you to all of what you heard and what you've seen?
Yeah, wait, first I want to ask, I didn't think about it, but it's possible you could, like, I'm thinking maybe there might be like a closed caption.
No, I tried it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, during the video, I tried hitting it, but it's grayed out. Nothing's coming up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What was I gonna say though? Yeah. 700,000 views. And this is the pattern when you look, because last week we were talking about You know, the brother was advertising something, right? And you know, I was in a conversation with somebody because I showed them that snippet, and they were like, "Well, I wonder how the Chinese are advertising Africa." So I said, "Let me search in Mandarin, come to Africa." You know, and so I searched in Mandarin, come to Africa, and the videos you see, I don't know if you saw like at the end, when they were showing like other recommended videos, another beautiful woman, another black beautiful woman, and that's like the list as you see the discussion. You know, when a Chinese person searches go to Africa, right? You see right there on the upper left, it's like when a Chinese person searches go to Africa.
Wait, look at this shit sucks. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a
No,
second. I'm
what was
sorry to
that?
interrupt. Look at this shit in the beginning here.
Yeah, what's that? But yeah, it's like go to Africa. But look, you see her, you know, nice looking. She got the baby. She's, you know, this is the little mixed kid, I guess. I don't know. But you get it, you know. These Chinese people, just like every other people, are like these people cannot protect their women, right? And their women are easy. You know, I'm a go there. I'm a flash $1. She's gonna be happy, carry my baby, and cook for me. You know, and she's cute.
God
You know,
damn.
I'm saying, right? So I mean, like, but that's the thing about this advertising too, because I was talking about that last week where it was like, you know, the good looking sister was like just confused. She didn't know what she was doing. If you want people to come to your country, you're supposed to be showing them this, right? Like y'all remember that Dominican guy, or that guy who went to the Dominican Republic or whatever, and he's just like woman after woman after woman after woman. Now, obviously, none of them was like good looking per se,
Right.
but at the same time, if you were of the mindset, like a lot of brothers were looking at that video and they were of the mindset, yeah, I would go through it for that. Now look at this right here. You see this video? You know, here she's carrying the baby, she's making the traditional Asian dish, you know, she's cute, you know, yeah, and she speaks Mandarin. He taught her Mandarin. He's like you could see it's like, and look how many views this video has. Like check how many views this video has. What is it, 210,000? And there's a lot of
217,000.
a lot of comments under there if you translate them, because you could Google translate them, probably something like, oh yeah, them African women, ooh sure, last time I was there, you know, something like that. You know, maybe some, you know, Chinese haters, you know, well, we need to stay pure and blah blah blah. But some of the people not trying to hear that. You know, I don't know what she's doing right now. He's laughing. I would laugh too. I don't know if I should do, but that's what I'm. But that's the thing, though. It's like, you know, one, look how they're advertising. You know, they're like, look, we got housemaids. We got this race. They're gonna work for us. They're sexy women. They're gonna do whatever we want, and they're cheap, right? They're cheap, and they will entertain us, right? And then compare how we were advertising, whatever we were advertising, where it goes, you know, hey, you want to say something? No, I don't got nothing to say. You know, look at that. It's the second woman. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know the story. Look, they got some fool. Look, the women beating up a dude. What the fuck is this video?
My God. She's beating up on this African guy.
Yo. And you could just imagine, like, let's say you Chinese. You already know.
Yeah.
If you Chinese, you like, oh, look, we could be playful with these people, but look at these dumbass Negroes getting their ass kicked by their women. Come on. I can't say nothing.
Yeah,
Peace, brother Bakari.
This is sad. Yeah, brother Bakari's in the chat saying, what's up?
Look at the poor kids. Poor kids lined up. You see what I'm saying? Like, who set these kids to get lined up looking like they ain't got no parents or some shit? Yeah. And you see the China man feeling good. Look at that. Look at the. Oh shit. You already know. Look at the. Oh nah. I don't want to see. Look at you giving out kids bread. Like how you go?
Don't even know what in that.
Sorry.
They don't even know what's in that food. They don't even know what's in that food. Hey, there was when Christopher Columbus came to the West, right? To the West Indies. His minister, his preacher, or the writer who was really making notations for what was actually occurring, I think his name was Bartholomew de las Casas. In his journal, he made a comment as to what Columbus was really saying about the native population in the islands. He said that these people are loving, these people are
Oh, yeah.
kind, these people are open. And then he said they would make good slaves.
Yeah.
And when I see these kinds of things, powerful nations think on that kind of level when they, especially when they practice in gunboat diplomacy. So I could only imagine, you know, the Chinese people looking at this advertisement and saying to themselves, "Wow!" They just, I mean, their mouth watering, thinking to themselves, "These people are gonna make us good slaves."
Yeah, that's a damn shame.
Wait, did you guys see that video a couple of years ago where the guy was telling these black kids to say these things in Chinese, and what it translated was like, "I'm a monster." I don't know if you saw that video.
Yeah, that was like 4 years ago or so. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
I saw that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're up against, man. This is what we're up against, and it's almost medieval, but it's a very interesting old school way of getting men to go and conquer. It's like, yo, look, just their women. You know, for a couple of dollars, we'll have them having our children.
They're women and children. You saw them children. I mean, I ain't never seen kids lining up to get a piece of bread, being, you know, for the photo op, and all the Chinese people back in China are like, damn, they easy. Oh shit. Because see, the thing is that you can't go to China. You can't even go to Chinatown. Stand up, giving out food. That like you can't even do that. You can't go to Chinatown flexing with a woman and then flexing on the kids. You can't. But here you go all the way down to this place. You got and like here's the thing. When it comes to if you dating white or you dating, you know, outside of, you know, you dating Asian, if you get one of them, it's one of the ones they rejected. It's one of the ones that is either fat or got psychological problems.
Yep.
You know, like she just like crazy, you know, and they're like, oh, I ain't gonna deal with her. This woman right here, look at she like let's give her dues. She bad.
Yeah.
You know, she like I'm not saying she the baddest woman I ever seen in my life. No, but you know, like she could have been a model.
Yeah,
you know, she got it, right?
And they keep showing her ass too, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah, shit. Like, you know, like as some people, you know, look, she a good looking woman, and this man can go down there, get her, and then now he providing for the kids and all that shit. He already know, like Mr. Untouchable just said, you can, like these can make good slaves. Cause see, here's the thing though, if this is her people, if this is her village kids, she's sold to this man.
Yeah.
Cause he's like, cause in her mind, oh, he feeding the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's full. The kids are sold. That's a good man. Who's a good man in the community? The Chinese guy. Because the Chinese guy is feeding us. See, because if you going outside to go get some food, that means you ain't getting food at home. So now, when you looking for what a good man is, right? It's not this fool right here who's playing in that his lady guy chase him out. You know, you know, it's the Chinese man. And that already tells you
right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
you see it right here. Come out of here, you dummy. Come out of here, you dummy. And then she slaps him in the head. Yeah, you dummy. Like
big oaf. China man is saying, get out. Yeah, it's crazy. So before you move off of this topic, Brother Bakari is saying they got in line for the bread like African Americans did for cheese in the 80s. Like, before we move off of this, really and truly, what's your advice to whatever countries these are in Africa? You know, this could have just as well been in some parts of the Caribbean too, by the way. But what is your advice to the people there, to the leadership? What would you say they need to be doing right now? Let me start with Kevin Curry, and then I'll go to Mr. Untouchable.
Start getting these politicians that's going to get these people up the hell up out of there. It's not going to look good in a couple of years, because it's like setting, you know, a weed when it sits in your garden and you don't take it out, it grows roots and it grows, and after a while it gets very difficult to remove. You got to start teaching these guys right here, these young people. These people are not your friend. Do not accept food or anything from them. This is what I'm looking. This is all I'm seeing is a Trojan horse. There's no respect here. They're just showing you, look, these people are stupid. Look, you can give them a mud cookie and they'll be your friend.
Yeah. You gotta. It's a damn shame. You got to be feeding your kids, man. Because this is how you get the sellout. They was talking about slippery slopes to Coon Pass last night on the forecast with the forecast, Brother Bakari and the Revolutionary Matron, and one of the talking points they had was about what causes these sellouts, man. And this right here is where you'll get some sellouts, because when they think about when they was hungry, who fed them? Wasn't people who look like them. So let me continue with Mr. Kevin Curry. Go ahead, finish.
Real quick, I had a barber. I no longer use this barber. So we're discussing the situation, not with the Asian, but another group, where he was talking about, he was like mad because people weren't giving them money. He's like, yeah, man, when I go to the Hispanics, they give me a bowl of rice and this, and I'm like, yo, they're giving you leftover stuff. I don't care, man. They were real nice to me.
And by the way, let me say something too. For them to be selling Chinese products in the local shops, that means that the people there, not because there'll never be enough Chinese there for that. The people there, the Africans there, have changed their tastes in food and are now eating some of this shit too. By the way, Mr. Untouchable, what would you say to the people there, to the government there, etc.?
The first thing I would do is this, because I'm merciful. I'm merciful. So the first thing I would do is this. I would a mandatory reading or mandatory listening to. I'd mandatorily make every government personality or person in leadership position read Chancellor Williams, the destruction of the African civilization. I can't remember the exact name of it.
Black Civilization, yeah.
Black Civilization. Then there are I think John Henry Clark talks specifically about this issue.
Yep.
And Amos Wilson talks specifically about this issue. So I would give them a reprieve. Take some time and listen, read, and study. Then I would give them about 6 months. 6 months. If you do nothing and continue to permit this to happen, then I'm instigating a coup against you. I'm instigating it. I am trying to instigate it to get you out of the paint. And I think that we had a moralistic discussion last week. And I admire the fact that, many of us still have certain ideas of morality or whatever, but sometimes some of these leaders need a bullet to the brain. And I just have to say that. They just need a bullet. They need to be gone. There was a time when Idi Amin was big on the British government, big on the British government. And I think that he came to a specific realization. I can't remember exactly when, but he understood that, hey, these Asians are in this country. They don't want to integrate with us. They don't want to share their wealth. They don't want to really hire us or engage us. They just want us to buy from them. So he said, you know what? Listen, you all need to get out of here. Automatically, within a week, he became a persona non grata, dictator. That's what the British like to say. Dictator. All the while, he was with the British government. So I would give them a time. I would give them a time to know and understand. And if they do nothing about it, sometimes a bullet to the brain is the best answer. That's all I can say.
I like that advice you had there, Mr. Untouchable. In the chat, Uwa Bantum #2 is here with us. He says listening in, and he said, "Oh my God!" when he saw this, I guess these videos. He said, "What in the Cabinet Nation is happening?" Referring to that Tiger Woods designation. Lero says to the Learning Curve, good evening, sis. But Bakari says, we need to learn how other groups handle outsiders. There's no helping people like that woman in this video. People like this is too far gone. The earth is better without these kind of people. So that's in line with the bullet to the brain that Mr. Untouchable was talking about. Oni, what would you say to the people down there? Like if you went down there right now to organize folks down there and to try to get the government to change, etc., what would you say to the people down there?
Shit. Oh, by the way, I think you missed Lero's comments and Brother Bakari.
Lero says to curb this, Africans need to start being more kind, friendly to Africans. Take care of your people. We run to the hand that feeds us, but find issue when that man ain't kinfolk. KW Don 7, as Mr. Untouchable was saying it, actually, KW Don 7 says the destruction of black civilization by Chancellor Williams should be mandatory reading continent-wide. I think that's all. And then lastly, Brother Bakari says Idi Amin had it right a long time ago, and we have been taught that he's bad. So now, Oni, speak to it.
Yeah, so shit. I mean, you said what would I do right now? Well, like usually obviously I always promote my own stuff. You gotta be a self-promoter. But like, this sort of situation, because the thing is this, like I said, I went to Africa. Well, fortunately, I wasn't on the part where you could see like there were not too many of them foreigners where I was at. But obviously it's easy playing field, like Lerdo said, we have to do better at what we're doing, I'm kind of like, see, that's why what I'd say is this. What I say is this: that we have to, as African people, build the institutions for the transformation of Africa. It's that simple, right. There was this video I saw. I recently put it on. I think I might be talking about the fascism. I think it might be later. Okay. Is that the same video, the one from Reddit?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like that video right there kind of touches on what we need to do, which is we need to build something where we can propagate the right message. See, because right here, this seems to be like some isolated part of Africa that we wouldn't reach. Like right. The leadership can't really, they're just kind of existing more or less. And for that reason, it's really hard to counter because, like, when Kevin Carre was talking about that Chinese man who was doing that video, he moved, he upped and dipped, went somewhere else. CNN had to do some whole long ass report to try to find him.
They reported him.
Yeah. Eventually, they caught him maybe like a few months, maybe like a month ago or something, right? But he's been doing that junk for like 4 years, 5 years, And the point was that he went to some remote part of Africa to do it. And it's like, it's really hard on the government level to do that. But what I'm saying is that we need to equip more African people the way how this video later is going to say it. And so I'll just jump back in when that video playing and you'll see what I mean.
All right. Let's go to Shoot the Breeze topic number 2. I like that first discussion, guys. That's a real good discussion. And the chat was real lively. In there, KW Don 7 came in, Brother Bakari. Look, we got the forecast saying, hey, what's up? Peace, everyone. Yo, y'all really got to check out the forecast, man. Not just because they're on the same network with us, but like the conversation last night and all. Another good conversation. And I in boxing, they say styles makes fights, right? I think styles makes podcasts too. And I think the forecast has a nice style, how he tries to get his point across. It's an admirable point, but I think it's still missing something. But you guys should tune in and form your own opinion.